It is the Riot Podcast, We've Made It to the Weekend edition. We made it through a week without Nikki. And
I can't believe it.
Are you still feeling good after a whole week co-hosting the show?
Today has been the best day for me, just because I'm not tired.
Yeah.
And so for me,
that makes a big difference.
Today was definitely, at least the most exciting. I'm not saying that I was fantastic on air or anything, or that I was very entertaining, but I feel...
Some might say that.
I feel happy today. So that makes me feel better.
You just feel confident, you feel good. And
it's a Friday.
And 80% of sounding good is feeling good.
Hey, precisely. So I felt good this morning. Got a little more sleep than usual, and I'm ready to burst into the weekend here.
Yeah, well, you always feel it's like if you run a race and you can see the finish line. That's what Friday is, and especially if you're feeling well rested going into the Friday, that means you can sprint to the finish line.
Oh, it's a sprint
what we're doing today.
I'm sprinting the heck out of here once we get done with this. But today we talked about something to get prepped for this weekend.
Yeah,
which is the NFL playoffs.
Yes. We have a nice primer for you so that you are prepared. You know all the stakes this weekend. Obviously, it's win or go home. But for some, there's more on the line than for others, I think.
Yeah, that way. So if you find yourself at like a playoff party or something, and you're over by the chips, getting yourself some queso, and people are talking about the game, like all the ins and the outs of what you should be saying.
You can even run in there with a hot take. I think I had one that regarding the Titans.
Yeah.
If you really want to sound like you're in the know, just be like Ryan Tannehill. A lot on the line for him this weekend.
A lot on the line.
A lot on the line. He could be out of the league.
Yeah, if you just repeat what we say, then people will be like, man, in the know. Like they know what's going on this weekend, ready for the playoffs.
If they have a follow-up question, just go, it remains to be seen.
Yeah,
I guess we'll see.
We'll see how the game plays out. I mean, that's really the only way we can see it.
Well, we just won't know until they get out on the field.
Yeah, so you get ready for the playoffs this weekend. We also talked a little bit about Queen Elizabeth, how she is a little bit stingy with her money.
Yeah, she's got a job opening, and it doesn't seem like she's trying too hard to fill it based off of the pay being offered.
Not at least by someone who's applicable of being able to do a good job. I mean, it seems like she doesn't really care whether there's a good job done or not by the amount she's paying people.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like cleanliness at the royal whatever.
Royal Palace?
It's a palace. It's not Buckingham Palace. That's the one you would think of.
It's one of her side ones.
Yeah, one of the side palaces. So maybe that's why she doesn't care. It's like, I don't even spend much time here anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, she has like 11 palaces. So
right.
It's just one of the many.
If one is dirty, you just go to another one.
Yeah, exactly. So this one really isn't ready for me, so I'll go ahead to the other one for a while. So we talked about that. We also touched a little bit on Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which is exciting.
It seems exciting, but you'll quickly hear why we feel let down already.
I think it has potential.
You think?
I think it
still
does.
Could work out?
I think it could work out. I don't know. I feel like it could work out. I don't know. Godzilla's such a phenomenal character.
I know it's an amazing run of movies that there's a lot to draw from, and it sounds like they don't really feel interested in drawing from the interesting part of it.
Yeah, I know. It just seems like they're trying to avoid the whole Godzilla thing.
The elephant, the Godzilla in the room.
He's a part of the show, obviously, but at the same time,
is it obvious?
I mean, it seems as if
it was obvious, I think they would just be blasting it from the rooftops. Hey, it's going to be a lot of Godzilla in this show, and they're not doing that.
What is the name of the show? Is it Godzilla?
I don't know if we have a name.
You'd think that if the name of the show is Godzilla, which I assume it will be, you would have some Godzilla.
I don't think it is, because I think that would set expectations too high and people would be quickly disappointed.
You're right. They probably won't. Yeah. But at the same time, I feel like if as long as he makes appearances, like frequent appearances, then I get behind it. But if they have a Godzilla show and they aren't showing Godzilla punching people in the face, I don't want to see it. I don't.
Fire or electricity or whatever he does.
Yeah, whatever that big flame that comes out of his mouth is.
Whatever they so choose, because sometimes it's different. So.
Yeah, so that's we're tiptoeing around that one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we're tiptoeing around that. Someone who's not tiptoeing, a man who went to the top of a volcano.
Yeah, and you'll never believe the reason why.
Yeah, I don't even know how to even work around it.
We'll just leave that as a pre-sale.
He's an extreme man.
Is that not a great pre-sale? A man went to the top of a volcano, and you won't believe the reason why. Coming up next on The Riot.
That is pretty good. Yeah, that sounds good when you do it that way.
That'll keep you through a commercial break if we had one.
We also touched on at the very end the Puppy Bowl this year as we prep for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're going to love the hosts.
I've got another pre-sale for it. Yeah, actually, you just did it. The Puppy Bowl is coming up, and you won't believe who's hosting.
Yeah.
If you just say you won't believe in anything,
it's perfect.
It keeps you around.
If you just slide that in there, you won't believe what's coming up next.
You won't believe who's on the Puppy Bowl this year. And then besides, as if the cute puppies weren't enough, we've got another name that's going to draw you in. Coming up next.
And then you tune in next, and it's never as good as the hype up to be.
It's not somebody you were excited about.
Yeah, exactly. But so the Puppy Bowl, actually, the hosts are actually excited.
It is. It's an interesting dynamic.
It's such honestly a very weird dynamic.
Yeah.
I wonder how those two are gonna work together.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. But good show, good Friday show as we work into the weekend.
Yes, it is. So enjoy, and we'll be back with you on Monday, whether it's with Nikki or Isaiah or. Who knows what combo it'll be?
Yeah, who knows? It'll be a good Monday.
We'll have a good show then.
Have a good weekend.
It's The Riot.
The Riot isn't all bad, but this is the Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
A brief here that we need to address. This is a brief from the WHF, which sounds like something wrestling related, but it's not. It's the World Health Federation.
Sounds pretty serious, WHF.
Sounds serious, yeah. It's a federation. When a federation talks, you listen.
I couldn't even give it a description of what a federation is, but it just sounds important.
It sounds important. That's all that matters. And the World Health Federation has put out a policy brief. They did this yesterday that says they want to let everybody know no amount of alcohol is good for your heart.
I feel like that's kind of like a well-known thing. Isn't it just well-known that alcohol is bad for you?
I think we can mostly all assume, can't we?
Yeah, if you drink a beer or take a shot, I feel like that just automatically everyone knows. Like, you're doing something that probably is going to hurt your body.
So do you have a family member or somebody you know, though, that says, the glass of wine a night, it's good for the heart, the doctors say?
There's like a bunch of people who say stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, it makes a glass of wine a night makes you feel like younger or look younger or whatever.
Yeah.
And people say...
It's good for the blood flow.
Maybe like a shot of like whiskey or something, so it's good for your throat or something like that. There's a bunch of little things like that people say, but I think overall everyone knows that in the long run it is bad for your body to consume alcohol.
Everybody knows in their heart that alcohol is not good for their heart, but there's definitely people out there that will push back on that claim. So the World Health Federation, they say, this is their quote, at the World Health Federation, we decided that it was imperative that we speak up about alcohol and the damages to health, as well as the social and economic harms as well, they want to remind you, because there is an impression in the population in general, and even among healthcare professionals, that it is good for the heart. There's healthcare professionals out there that are they recommending? Yeah, you go to the doctor, and the doctor will say to you, you know what you need to do? Shot of whiskey every night.
Have you tried like drinking a 6-pack? Maybe that'll help you.
Right.
Maybe that'll help your stomach stop hurting so much and your throat. It should make you feel better when you wake up in the morning. Like, what doctor is saying that?
I'm not a medical expert, and I don't go to the doctor very often, but I still find that hard to imagine a doctor recommending that.
Can you imagine if you paid money to go to the doctor and he was like, "Have you tried like drinking like 7 beers or drinking a couple beers before you go to bed?"
Are you from the Old West?
Yeah, I'd be like, "What are you telling me right now?"
Where did you go to school?
I'd be like, "Can you just give me like an antibiotic or something and get me out of here? Like, I don't want your advice anymore."
We reflexively do not trust healthcare professionals, I think, because we always feel like they're pulling one over on us. But the one time you would trust them maybe is that they were like, all you need to do, get plastered.
Yes, if you take a couple drinks tonight, I think that'll make you feel a little bit better.
Right.
But I'm not sure if that's how it works.
So this is what the World Health Federation is saying. But after all of that, this study is not without controversy. This brief that they put out. Now they say they put out a whole paper deal on this, and they based a lot of it. The one study they cited a lot is from it was published in Lancet in 2018. Lancet, we could have made a joke there, like, oh yeah, we always trust Lancet, but that's actually, I've seen that that comes up a lot. So it is a trusted publication, but some people, such as David Spiegelhalter, he's the Winton Professor for the Public Understanding of Risk at the University of Cambridge.
Important. He sounds pretty important.
It's a big title. He says that the study that was extensively used seriously misrepresents and selectively reports their findings. So he says it's all a bunch of hogwash. And so I guess he is saying, at least David Spiegelhalter, the professor of public understanding of risk, he says maybe this is all wrong. Maybe you should be still drinking alcohol.
Who are these people? Like, who is putting their name to this? Like, I can't believe this guy is attaching his name to like to disregarding and disagreeing with this this study here. Can you believe that?
And we don't know David Spiegelhalter, so he may not. We don't know his whole story. He might not be saying yes, you should drink alcohol for your heart, but he is saying that's the impression he's going to be giving by pushing back on this study.
Oh yeah,
he's being the public voice of wait a minute, should we be drinking alcohol? Maybe we should. He's the public leader of that.
And he's same thing with him, like attaching his name. Like no matter how he sets it up, it's gonna make him look like he's saying you should drink alcohol. It will make your heart feel better. Even if he's just saying that the study doesn't like represent the data correctly, and maybe it's not so trustworthy. But at the same time, if you disagree with this study, this makes you look bad.
So who are you gonna listen to? The World Health Federation or David Spiegelhalter?
Or
Spiegelhalter. Choose your side.
It's the Worst of the Riot on RadioU.
Isaiah, get a load of this. We are going to get a space station production studio.
I was here at RadioU.
Oh, no, I was at RadioU. Sorry, was I not clear?
We as
a people,
there will be one in space.
As the human race, it has been announced that in 2024, late 2024, there will be a production. It's like a module in space. This is going to be produced by Space Entertainment Enterprise. You might know them as the company that is working on the movie where Tom Cruise is actually going to be filming in space.
Interesting. Now my question is this like this isn't a NASA thing, right?
No, I don't. I mean, you know what? I wonder with most space stuff if you have to run it by NASA, but I don't think it's not affiliated with NASA.
See, because this makes me question, like, what does NASA even do nowadays if they can't be doing this stuff? I feel like...
Well, why would what's
NASA even doing? What's NASA doing?
Well, they're doing science-y stuff, and this is just for fun.
See, this is a fun thing.
This would be like if they were putting a production studio in the mountains, and you'd be like, what are the national parks doing?
Hey,
it's a different job.
I don't know. Yet again, I have no idea what NASA's doing. They haven't came out with anything of value to me in a long time.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I've heard more about the NASA T-shirts than I have anything coming from NASA. But
people love those shirts.
Oh, they love them.
Yeah.
But being able to go to space, they shoot a movie in space? Is that what they're actually trying to do?
They're already, of course, you might remember last year there was that Russian movie that was filmed in space. They managed to beat Tom Cruise to the punch because he was trying to film the first movie in space, but he is still going up and filming a movie in space at some point with Space Entertainment Enterprise. That's the company involved here. But they're not stopping with the Tom Cruise movie. They're working on this module, and they intend to not just work on films there. They're also going to do TV, which is good. That's going to be some high budget TV right there.
Oh, yeah.
They think music and sports event as well will be able to take place up there. So I don't know. Music event, a concert from space. That might be pretty cool. Although, what do they say? In space, no one can hear you scream. Can they hear you sing?
Yeah, and also, like, who's going to get up there? Like, who is paying for these tickets to go to this concert/sporting event?
Jeff Bezos.
Also, zero gravity. Have we even taken that into account?
I don't think the sports. that has to be way down the line. You need to have like a gravity something that can generate gravity, because sports is not. Or you're gonna have to invent all new sports. Like space polo or something.
Zero gravity basketball. It's all have to be different.
The dunks would be amazing.
It'd be incredible.
Yeah.
But I think that's it's a cool thing, and I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah.
That's where I've come with this.
Well, yeah, they're shooting for December of 2024. Let's be real here. This is not coming until like December 2034.
Oh, easily. I think also there's so many like things you can do with green screen now. Like I get like shooting in space is cool, but like why it looks so real?
Isn't it gimmicky?
Yeah,
like, it feels gimmicky. It's an expensive gimmick.
I feel like it would look better if you just did it with like a green screen. Have you ever seen a space movie and it not look good? It's always looked good. So
right.
I feel like this one's gonna look worse, honestly.
And all of us haven't been to space, so it's not like we can look at a space movie. We can't look at Gravity or something and go, oh, I've been to space. That's not what it looks like at all.
It's so tacky. It's not even accurate.
Right. You can totally fake it. You don't need to go to actual space. Actual space is going to look worse.
Oh, yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
I've got some news here that makes me think. Apple TV Plus. You know that Apple TV. Apple has their own streaming service. Do you even know that?
I am familiar with it. I've never watched it or considered it, but I know they have their own thing going.
Can you name one thing on Apple TV Plus?
Oh, I couldn't name a single I couldn't name a single show on any streaming service.
You can't?
No, I don't think so.
Apple TV Plus is the home of Ted Lasso.
Oh, is that what that's a big name? That's a big name.
That's where Ted Lasso, which always surprises me how many people were talking about Ted Lasso. It's like, really, y'all subscribe to Apple TV Plus? But hey. It got its success, and but now Apple TV Plus is branching out and doing something for another crowd. They are going to be putting out a new spinoff series of the movie Godzilla.
Oh, people love Godzilla.
Yeah, you're looking at one of them.
Oh, you love Godzilla, do you?
You like Godzilla?
Oh, I like Godzilla.
You like Godzilla? Have you seen all the current run of movies?
I have seen. I don't know if I've seen all of them, but I've seen some of the more recent ones, and they're pretty good.
Godzilla versus Kong. You seen that?
Yes, I've seen Godzilla versus Kong.
Great movie.
That's a great one.
I mean, is it a great movie? No, but is it a great
concept? Yes.
Is it just really cool?
It's cool.
Yeah. So Apple TV Plus will be getting a new spinoff series that is built in the Monsterverse, what is called the Monsterverse. It is actually going to build off of the Godzilla movie that got this series started, which came out back in 2014. You seen that one? The Gareth Edwards one?
I don't know if I have.
They're in Japan. It's Bryan Cranston, like the guy from Breaking Bad. You haven't seen that?
I don't think so.
That's a good one too. And so here is the description of the movie. Now, see if you can spot the problem with the description of the show, I should say.
Okay.
Following the thunderous battle between Godzilla and the Titans that leveled San Francisco and the shocking new reality that monsters are real, the series explores one family's journey to uncover its buried secrets and a legacy linking them to the secret organization known as Monarch. You see the problem there?
What's the problem?
Let me reread this one part for you. The series explores one family's journey. It's a family's journey.
They're not doing it about Godzilla?
Where's the Godzilla?
That's what I was wondering.
The series should explore Godzilla. It shouldn't explore one family's journey.
It should be, I'm about to say it should be mainly focused on him rather than, I don't want to do the whole like him, like in the movies even, I feel like he never got enough screen time.
Then maybe you wouldn't like the 2014 one because he is not in it for a lot, although it's still a good movie.
Yeah, because like when you go through it, it's always like on the people the entire time, and then Godzilla pops out and fights a little bit.
That's what makes Godzilla versus Kong so great because it's like constantly one of either Godzilla or Kong.
Who did he fight in the 2014 one?
Not the moth. It was what is it called? I don't know. It was like a big bug, a big flying insect type thing.
But what didn't he fight two? He fought two. Wasn't there two different ones in that movie?
Yeah, I don't even. You know what? I don't even remember. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
I think I have seen that one because so I looked it up. I have seen that one because there was two different like creatures in that one. They had like the big like it looks like a moth thing.
Yeah, but it's not Mothra.
But he doesn't, and he comes out of nowhere. In San Francisco. Yes, I have seen that one, and he didn't have nearly enough screen time in that. So if the actual series is going to be like that, it's going to make me upset.
The way I'm reading this description, it almost makes you think Godzilla's not in it at all.
If he's not in it at all, it should not be called Godzilla.
It shouldn't. They shouldn't be even playing off of the Godzilla whatsoever.
That's the best part of the movies is when Godzilla fights something.
Nobody watches Godzilla for the non-Godzilla parts.
I don't care about where he came from or how he became. I want to see him punch Mothra in the face.
And I really don't care about the organization that like keeps track of all the monsters.
No, I don't care at all.
Could not care less about that. Like, that was the worst part of the Godzilla versus Kong as well.
Yeah, and even in the 2014 one, like they're constantly trying to track him down, like keep up with him. They showed so much screen time of them trying to find him. Like they're like 1,000-foot tall creatures.
Yeah.
Can we just keep an eye on him for at least half the movie?
Yeah, right? That's what's interesting. You know, the funny thing is, too, if you watch the Godzilla movies, especially the most recent one, everything that happens in the movie, like, that doesn't involve actually just the monsters fighting, when they're trying to explain why the monsters are fighting and what's going on, it makes no sense. So you're going to have a whole show of that, a whole show of none of the monsters fighting and a bunch of stuff that probably doesn't make sense about why the monsters would fight. It's, I don't know. It's
not ideal.
I was so excited because I'm a huge Godzilla fan, but then I read this and it sounds to me like we're going to get a Godzilla show with no Godzilla.
Yeah, he's going to be just a minor character, and then there's going to be a little family that's going to be the main characters, and that's really going to upset me.
You're going to be lucky if you see Godzilla at all.
I want to see Godzilla fighting in every single episode. That's what I want.
That's what I want as well.
We would say rate and review the podcast. But let's be honest, that would probably hurt more than hell. The Worst of the Riot podcast.
This is extreme ironing. Have you ever heard of extreme ironing?
Extreme ironing, I've never heard of.
You know, ironing with it's kind of a thing of the past, but it's that thing where you get an ironing board, you get a nice shirt or a pair of pants, and you get the iron and you press it on there. You know,
are you describing it? I know how to iron.
Yeah, well,
things.
Like I said, it's a thing of the past.
My mom used to iron my clothes every morning. So
every morning
before school, she would iron my clothes before I went in. So I don't know if that's considered extreme ironing, but it's pretty close.
Shorts.
Oh, my collared shirt, my khaki pants, she'd iron it all every morning. So that was pretty extreme. So I don't know if these guys get more extreme than that.
Oh, they get way more extreme. So extreme ironing, its origins are disputed. Some say it showed up in the 80s. Some say it was not until the late 90s. But nevertheless, it is alive and well today, where we have people like take Matthew Batley, for example. He recently hiked to the top of Mount Ruapehu. It's an active volcano in New Zealand, where the winds whip 80 miles per hour across the summit.
Oh, my goodness.
And he ironed a button-down shirt up there.
That's extreme ironing?
Is that extreme enough for you?
I don't know who took this photo of him. Did they put him in this pose, this like lunging pose? They tried to make it look as cool as possible. Yeah. And it looks so lame. I mean, how can you make ironing look cool?
It's hard to look cool doing any ironing, but hey, being at the top of an active volcano certainly helps. Did you see that after he ironed the shirt, he used the ironing board as like a snowboard to go back down the mountain?
Dang, this is almost like a movie.
Yeah.
Like his own movie.
Really lame movie.
This is a movie that he wrote himself. He cast himself as the main actor, and then he produced it himself, and it doesn't look good.
The worst version of Point Break that has ever been made.
And in my mind, I know if you're like maybe ironing's your thing, I guess. Yeah. Everybody, like I always say, everybody has a thing, and I'm not gonna bash on you for your thing, but if your thing's ironing and you try to make it cool, I don't try to make my things look cool.
It's weird because it'd just be cooler if you just climbed to the top of this active volcano and didn't iron.
Exactly. If he just went up and came back down and be like, oh yeah, I climbed a volcano. Cool. I climbed a volcano and ironed at the top of it. Yeah. It takes away like 7 points of coolness.
Yeah, it really does. But they've done other things like bottom of the ocean while they're jumping from planes, like skydiving. It's a whole community of extreme ironers. I don't even know you do that at the bottom of the ocean.
I don't think that would work very well.
No. I wonder if they were in like a submarine or something.
I mean, you can see the picture. It looks like, I don't know if this picture's even real. Yeah. But it shows a shark in the background. That cannot be accurate.
I think it's real.
It's not real.
It's real. They got their scuba gear on. There. If you scroll through, there's more pictures of them at the bottom of the ocean. This is ridiculous. This is just why you do. You know what, though? All this said, I've got to give them credit. You know why?
Why?
Because at least they're ironing.
They are ironing.
And you know what we're not doing?
We're not ironing.
We're not ironing.
My clothes, I'll tell you this. Ever since I moved out of my parents' house, I don't live with my mom anymore, my clothes are so wrinkly. They're so bad. Oh, it's so bad. Like we talked about a couple of days ago on the show. My problem is I leave things in the dryer for too long.
Yeah.
And then
that'll make it
wrinkly,
really wrinkly.
And I don't want to iron it. Or my mom every morning would just iron out every single shirt I wore. Yeah. And I really miss that.
You know, there's a few little tricks that I've learned along the way to avoid such issues.
Oh, let's hear it.
One, you can hang your stuff up in the bathroom and close the door while you shower so it gets all steamy in there. That should help. Or you can, alternatively, if you don't need to shower, you can just take, like, let's say you need one shirt and you need it de-wrinkled. You throw it in the dryer with, like, just, like you get a dryer sheet, get the dryer sheet wet.
Oh, yeah.
And then throw it in the dryer. Even though the shirt's already dry, that'll get it out too. So there's a few ways around it.
You almost missed hearing this one. We just couldn't let that happen. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
This is what we live for, Isaiah. It's the weekend.
This is what we've been waiting for.
The weekend gets here, and that brings with it football. And it's not just any football weekend. It is NFL playoffs. It is the divisional round. We got 4 massive games this weekend. And so I have a couple questions for you.
Oh, of course.
One, if you were just telling people which game they should watch, if you only have time for one, you need to clear your schedule this weekend. What's the one game to watch?
If I'm tuning into one game, man, this is tough for me because I am an AFC homer. I prefer to watch AFC football because it's more relevant to me considering the Browns are in the AFC. So this Bills-Chiefs game really is one that I think the winner of this game has a very, very good chance of going to the Super Bowl. But also on the NFC side, this Rams-Buccaneers game, I think if you were to watch a game, I think the Rams-Buccaneers game might be a little bit more exciting in football.
Think?
I think it'll be a little bit more exciting where the Bills-Chiefs one, I think, may not be quite as exciting, but will still be a really good game.
I actually disagree. I think on the surface you might think Rams and Buccaneers because it's star power. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, yeah. Matthew Stafford.
Odell Beckham Jr. You got big names. You get Rob Gronkowski. But I think that one actually might turn into a little more of a defensive battle, whereas the Bills and Chiefs, you're getting a shootout.
Oh, it's going to be a great game.
Points on points on points. So that one's going to be a lot of fun. Either way, those games are both on Sunday. Your Sunday is going to be a raucous good time.
You got to clear out Sunday.
Yeah.
You got to clear out Sunday so you can see those two because those games, those are the big boys. Those are the good ones.
And we're trusting that tomorrow night when the Packers play the 49ers that won't even be like really a close contest.
Yeah, that 49ers team is tough.
Yeah, they're going to be tough for them to get a win.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it'll be a hard game for the 49ers. It's all going to matter on ball control. We'll see if they can slow down Aaron Rodgers, but it's going to be really, really tough for them to overcome the Packers.
It's interesting, just very quickly as a Packers fan. It's weird, not even like going into this game, it feels like there's no upside for Green Bay. The win is just expected. If they find a way to lose to the 49ers, that's going to be huge. The 49ers are in such a tough spot. Their team is so injured.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to Green Bay to play in like single-digit weather. And Green Bay's coming off a bye. They're as healthy as they've been. So it's a terrible spot for the 49ers, a great spot for Green Bay. So hopefully they can deliver. Here's another question for you. Which quarterback or which player in general, maybe which coach, just any character this weekend, who has the most to lose?
To lose?
If you lose this weekend, who is in the most trouble?
Oh, I think it has to be. In my opinion, there's two people that cannot lose this weekend. The Packers cannot lose.
Yeah.
If they lose this weekend with Aaron Rodgers, and he's already kind of on the fringe about coming back, I think that'd be detrimental.
You're probably right. Especially the defense looks really bad.
Yeah, it would be detrimental for the Packers to lose.
Everybody except Devontae Adams is dropping passes or something.
Yeah, that'd be a big one.
Matt LaFleur makes a bad coaching call, then that could be bad for the Packers. Have a lot to lose. Aaron Rodgers will somehow be above it unless he has a terrible game too.
Yeah, so for the Packers, they have to win this game. They're the clear of all the games. They're the only team that has a clear path to victory. Like they're by far the biggest favorite of the weekend.
Yeah,
because every other game is a toss-up. The other person that has a lot to lose is, I would say, Matthew Stafford and the Rams. I think they have high expectations. Matthew Stafford got over the hump of winning one playoff game, but if he gets knocked out in the divisional round, I know Tom Brady's tough and the Buccaneers are good, but that Rams team went all in this year.
Yeah.
They got so many big free agent pickups. They went and got Von Miller, Odell Beckham Jr. Obviously, they already had Aaron Donald. There's a lot of big names on that team, and in LA, there's already such high expectations. He has to come up and show out because he has a past of having some struggles in the playoffs. If he has to put together a good game. If he plays bad, then he's going to be really hurting. But if he puts together a good game when they lose, that's one thing. But if he has a bad performance, he's going to get trashed.
You might be right. He does have some pressure, but I think some of that is alleviated just because it's against Tom Brady.
Yes.
The Buccaneers is not they're maybe expected to win. I'll tell you who's got a lot of pressure. Ryan Tannehill, the quarterback of the Titans. You know why?
Why is that?
They're favorites this weekend. They're in a similar spot to Green Bay. They're in a great spot. They've had a bye. They're healthy, as healthy as they've been all year. And if they lose as big favorites at home to the Bengals, that's going to be the spot of weakness. It's going to be like in Tennessee, we brought everything else together. and Ryan Tannehill's what's holding us back, and they're going to start looking. They're going to have a wandering eye. They're going to start looking elsewhere. So Ryan Tannehill, that might be it for him. So I don't know. All I can say is this is going to be a great weekend. Isn't it?
It's going to be great. If I'll tell you this, if the Packers lose this weekend, do you show your face on Sunday? Like, what do you do?
You know what? I might suddenly have COVID or something.
If you've ever asked yourself, just how bad can it get? We've got your answer right here. Worst of the Riot, RadioU.
What if you want to find some time to watch a brand new movie to keep up on what's in theaters and new on streaming? Well, we've got the rundown for you. Isaiah, are you ready for this?
I'm ready for some new movies.
How would you like to go to the theaters this weekend, Isaiah, and watch The King's Daughter?
The King's Daughter. Now, as much as that sounds nice, doesn't really seem up my alley.
The title doesn't have you?
The King's Daughter doesn't seem up my alley, but maybe it does. I don't know. The King, maybe it's a little bit. What are we talking about here? What is The King's Daughter?
They say it's family friendly. I feel it could be a nice, maybe a date movie.
Oh, it's a date movie.
It could be because it features an actress I've never heard of who stars as Marie Josepha. Who is
what?
Marie Josepha.
Joseph. Right.
Joseph, I don't know. I don't know. I'm surely not pronouncing
I think it's
Josephi.
Right.
Josephi, you think?
That's what I'm going with.
Could equally be that. She's a rebellious sort sent from the convent to the palace of King Louis the something.
27th?
27th?
No, I have no idea.
Not right, is it? Is it 14th maybe?
XIV.
There you go. If you know the Roman numerals. That's played by Pierce Brosnan. That's somebody we've heard of. And she has to be his in-house composer. She's his illegitimate daughter. He knows she doesn't, and the king is trying to marry her off, but instead she falls for a sea captain who's just delivered a mermaid.
Now we're talking.
The king plans to sacrifice to gain immortality. How's that sound?
Now we're the twist there at the end. In the beginning, you lost me, but once you mentioned mermaid, sacrificing the mermaid to be able to become immortal, now we're talking.
And Pierce Brosnan.
Yes, that sounds like it has a good twist to it.
Yeah.
May not be.
See, that might not be the worst date movie.
It's not going to be a movie I'll see in theaters, but if it was on daytime television, I might watch it.
Yeah, or a streaming service that you just happen to stumble upon.
I love a good merman story.
We've got another movie called The Royal Treatment. That's going to be on Netflix, so actually you could probably go watch that now. And that is, let's see, a brassy, good-hearted Manhattan stylist, Izzy, hired for the royal wedding of Prince Thomas after a Big Apple meet cute.
What?
A meet cute? You never heard of a meet cute?
What's a meet cute? Like you meet someone that's cute?
Who's cute?
Yeah, okay. I've never been to a meet cute.
Being a stylist hired for the royal wedding.
Interesting. That one is not really doing much for me there.
Her and her friends, the stylist, they travel to the fictional kingdom of Lavania for the wedding.
Yeah, no, that's not me.
You?
That's not me. That's not me.
That's not going to pop up on your Netflix
Not
queue.
this weekend.
Let's see. We have something, a historical pot boiler also on Netflix.
Oh, my gosh.
I love the description. This is called Munich, the Edge of War. I mean, come on, you know it. That's something about World War II.
Yeah.
So if you're a historical, somebody who likes history. And
the story's written
war,
for you.
Yeah.
You know what's happening there.
Hitler, stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to you. Okay, here's one that's interesting to me. It's not what? Why are you giving me that
I'm
look?
looking at if you're doing the one I think you're gonna do. Are you doing the scary movie?
No, I'm not.
Okay, good.
I don't do scary movies.
I don't do scary movies
skip
either.
over that one because I don't even know what that is.
Skip the scary movie. I don't do scary movies.
It's called The Last Thing Mary Saw. It's new on Shudder, which is the horror streaming service. No, this is the one. So the Oscars are coming up, Isaiah.
Okay.
I make it a point to watch as many Oscar movies as I can.
Yes.
As many as I can find any legitimate interest in. This one I've heard really good things about. It's called A Hero. It's on Amazon Prime. Now, it's an international film. It's a foreign film from an Iranian director who has won at the Oscars in the past. His name is Oscar Farhadi, and it's about a jailed man whose act of charity goes tragically awry. So, he does something nice, but then he winds up in jail.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
But I think it's in whatever language they speak in Iran, so you're gonna have to subtitle that one.
That's
but it
tough.
is on Amazon Prime Video if you've got Amazon Prime Video.
So we're talking just I have to read the whole movie. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's like a book.
I like subtitles on,
yeah.
but I'd like to be able to have the voice match the subtitles. If it's a completely different language, I really struggle with that.
So you're not gonna find time for that or any other of these movies this weekend?
Not this weekend. I will say if I was gonna watch one of them, It would be, I would probably say The King's Daughter.
The King's Daughter?
The Mermaid Story.
Yeah.
That one sounds the most interesting. You know I like the fantasy, science fiction
you
stuff.
do, right?
Once you said mermaid, I was in. That's all you had to do.
That's right. That makes sense. All right. Well, there's your options for this weekend. It's a thin slate.
It's a very thin slate.
It's a thick slate of football, though, so at least you have that.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Isaiah, I did want to let you know, and everyone else, in case you want to, in case you're looking for another job, this one actually, you could do this and work at RadioU, because this one's just part-time.
Okay, nice.
How would you like to work for the Queen?
Oh, that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, you want to work for the Queen of England?
Sounds like some nice benefits working for the Queen.
Queen Elizabeth. Now, you're going to have to do some housekeeping. Is that okay?
Oh, that's not up my alley.
No, you don't like to clean?
It's not that I don't like to clean. I just prefer not to. But if I was getting paid to do it, I would do it. But I wouldn't be. I definitely wouldn't be a great prospect for the job.
Yeah,
I'm not a fantastic cleaner.
Strong cleaning resume.
No, I'm not. I don't have a good past of. I mean, I'm a pretty cleanly guy.
Yeah,
but I think that there's people that are probably better cleaners than me.
Pretty cleanly.
Yeah, I try to keep it. I try to keep it clean.
Yeah. So here's the job description. So the Queen has a residence in Scotland, Holyrood House, and she's looking for a part-time housekeeper that is going to work. So 20 hours a week, we're talking, keeping up around the residence at Holyrood House at the Palace there in Edinburgh. Now, here's the deal. Here's where it gets a little interesting. You would think, you said, working for the Queen, probably some nice benefits, right?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
Working in a palace.
A palace?
Listen to this. You would be making about $12.95 an hour.
$12.95? The Queen's paying me
The Queen is paying you the British minimum wage.
No, minimum wage?
Yeah, that's for being a housekeeper.
Oh my, that is just disgusting.
Isn't it?
Yes. You know how much money the Queen has? She can't pay more than minimum wage.
She has as much as she wants. She can just tax the people more. Like, we're going to be levying a tax against the people so that I can pay a housekeeper a decent wage.
I mean, maybe I am right for the job because I am probably going to do a minimum wage style of cleaning. Right. Like, you're not getting the top-end housekeepers this. You think she would want the best of the best.
You know that you're right, you would think that, but you're not going to get the best of the best, I don't think, paying $12.95 an hour. There's got to be housekeeping services out there that will do a much better job and but also demand a lot more.
Way more. And you think maybe the Queen just doesn't care about cleanliness. Maybe she's just fine with minimum wage level clean. She doesn't really care that much about hygiene in her house. Not that big of a deal.
The trash doesn't get emptied every day.
Hire me. I will easily do minimum wage house cleaning. I'll dust every now and then. I will, a lot of the time when I'm there, I will be laying on the couch because I'm taking the breaks that are built in when you're doing minimum wage stuff. But at the same time, your house isn't going to look clean. I'm not cleaning the toilet for that. I mean, there's no chance I'm digging in there.
Oh, why even bring that up?
No chance.
Imagine cleaning the Queen's toilet.
I'm not touching the bathroom if I'm getting minimum wage. I'll tell you that.
I mean, who even wants to think about what the Queen's bathroom is like?
I'm not doing the dishes if I'm getting paid minimum wage. No chance.
The Queen better be used in paper plates.
I'm using I'll vacuum the house and you're getting like a lint roller on the couch. If you have like a cat or something, I just assume the Queen probably has a cat. I'm sure they do.
Seems like she would.
So that's what you're getting. It's going to be a little bit of vacuum, no mopping. Mopping does not come included with minimum wage. No chance.
Maybe a Swiffer.
Maybe Swiffer. Maybe I Swiffer. Once a week type of thing.
What do you think? I imagine the royal household, what did they call it? Holyrood House. I imagine it having mostly like granite floors or something, or like it's not carpet. So that'd be easier to keep clean, especially if they don't have a pet.
Yeah, I guess so. And I mean, it's a palace.
The Swiffer should do.
It's a palace. If I'm cleaning a palace, I assume a palace is a large place.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like I'm cleaning I have a tiny
20
house.
hours a week, you might be able to get through the whole palace once?
Maybe one time.
Lucky.
You're getting one dust through, and it's not looking good. I'm hoping for no guests on the weekends. Maybe the Queen doesn't have people over.
We've done you a favor by selecting the best of the worst and compiling it all in one place. Riot Podcast, RadioU.
Are you a fan of the Puppy Bowl?
I
have. Watched the Puppy Bowl?
I've tuned into the Puppy Bowl, but it hasn't been for years.
Yeah.
I think 2 years ago, I flipped onto it for like a second just because it's a fun thing to tune into for a little bit.
It's kind of cute.
Just to see it, it's one of those things you turn on for like 1 minute. and then you turn the station back.
Easy for you to say.
Yeah, very easy. But when I was younger, I remember I watched it. Same deal. Tuned in for a little bit, tune out.
Yeah.
Little games on commercial or something.
The times I've been exposed to the Puppy Bowl is when I've gone out to watch the Super Bowl. Because if you go to if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings or something, it depends on where you go, but I bet you a lot of places, if they don't have it on, if you ask, they might put it on for you. Because, there's one game to have on. Everybody's going to be watching the Super Bowl, but it's nice. It was good to have the Puppy Bowl. You could just kind of turn your attention and just watch the cute puppies instead of watching the stupid commercials.
Yeah. Not the stupid. There's good commercials for the Super Bowl.
Don't be one of those people.
There's good commercials for the Super Bowl.
Hey,
not all of them.
Remember where you're working.
Listen, there's good ones.
We hate commercials.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I forgot we hate commercials.
We hate commercials in all their forms.
Yes, fair enough. But I think, the Puppy Bowl, it's a cute thing, but not something I'm going to watch religiously the entire game.
What if I told you the hosts for this year's Puppy Bowl? Maybe
who do we got?
Change your mind. We've got Martha Stewart.
Okay, big name. All right.
And Snoop Dogg.
No chance they have Snoop Dogg.
They have Snoop Dogg hosting the Puppy Bowl.
Snoop Dogg is hosting the Puppy Bowl?
Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart. Snoop is going to be the coach of Team Fluff, and Martha Stewart is going to be the coach of Team Rough.
Oh, my gosh. I can't believe they're using Snoop Dogg as the coach and announcer.
They got him. That's a big guest.
That's a huge guest.
Yeah.
He should be on it every year. I don't know why they haven't been using him every single year. He should have a lifelong contract.
It's surprising. I was thinking to myself, what does Snoop Dogg say no to?
Nothing.
It doesn't seem like much.
He'll do anything.
He'll do it anything.
He's doing the Puppy Bowl.
He's doing the Puppy Bowl. I thought he might be above that, but you know what's crazy, too? This is the first thing that crossed my mind. Snoop Dogg is also a part of the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, he's not.
He is. He's going to be on the Puppy Bowl and the Super Bowl halftime show. He's going to have this is a huge night for him.
This is a big night for Snoop Dogg. Snoop's making, he never really left. Obviously, he's like a very, very famous person.
Yeah.
But all of his little cameos on everywhere, he just kills it. He does such a good job. Pretty much whenever you throw him on a screen, he's very entertaining.
He's probably got a very high rating.
Oh, yeah.
People, like, who does not like, in some way, Snoop Dogg? You can't hate him.
No, you can't hate Snoop Dogg. He's just a funny character.
Yeah.
He just says goofy stuff, and he is entertaining on the TV. Obviously behind the microphone, he does his thing there too. But he's really made a second career after his rap career.
Well, if you want to watch Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart on the Puppy Bowl, this is Puppy Bowl 18. It looks like, if I'm reading my Roman numerals right. So they've been doing this for years. Snoop Dogg, Martha Stewart, February 13th, Animal Planet and Discovery Plus during the Super Bowl.
You've made it all the way to the end of the Worst of the Riot. This show only exists because of support from listeners like you. Find out more and help out at RadioU.com/donate.